welcome. This is Markus Termin at the 11th of April 2025. This is my weekend and full moon take, though the full moon will occur at the 13th in the very night at around 1 o'clock in the morning. And up to that we have a growing tension in between moon and sun. Moon is in the sign of Libra and the sun is in the sign of Aries. This is the cardinal axis, and it's the cardinal axis where it's all about meeting, you and me, having arguments, exchanging. It's the full moon of getting out there publicly. Also, it's the full moon of the Easter celebration for Christianity, and this is the real Easter. Easter is on full moon. We're talking about the 13th. Easter is not any calculation of somebody who put out a Concile of Nicaea 300 post-Christ and things like that. The real Easter is on full moon. This is written in the Bible. Everybody can read that up. And while we're having this growing up tender for the Easter full moon, we have quite a lot of aspects that fit together very tight and very well, such as is the trine in between Mars and Mercury. Mercury still in the sign of Pisces, Mars still in the sign of Cancer, which is an upbuilding aspect and is good for arguments in the sense of having intelligence and also the openness for the outer world, because Mercury is in the sign of Pisces. But having a close look at this full moon, you might have realized that there's one very special thing about this full moon, and this is we have the full moon conjuncting Chiron. Now, Chiron was discovered on the 1st of November 1997. It was 1977. 1st of November 1977. And it turned out to be the most significant safe bank of astrologer in all times, because what you realize pretty soon as a professional working astrologer, that you can really rely on, especially on the conjunctions of Chiron. Chiron being conjuncting the moon is always a question of mothership. Chiron conjuncting the sun is always a question concerning fathership in general. Chiron conjuncting Mars has to do with masculine turbulences and so on, And this is very accurate, and you have a real possibility to surprise your clients by evolving questions like, how do you know that? How do you know? You don't know me. How can you tell? And of course, this rises up philosophical questions, because why is that? Why is a freshly discovered asteroid, who isn't even a planet, having a crazy ellipse circle in between or close to Saturn and Uranus and kind of jumping out of our cosmic neighborship, Why does this spot correspond with mankind in such an accurate way? Now, the answer to this question is for sure not because you're just living in a fantasy world. This is what natural scientists would tell astrologers. But we do observe things, and we do that in a quite scientific way, so we know what we are talking about, and this is not an answer to the question. There is one close answer which is very, very difficult to understand. That means the cosmos, especially the cosmos, I'm not talking about the universe, but I'm talking about the cosmos, is corresponding. It's a corresponding thing. Now, having a look again at today's chart, and having a look at the conjunction with the Sun and Chiron in the sign of Aries, the symbolism of this is very, very likely to be Jesus Christ himself, because Jesus Christ is the holy lamp, as Christians put it, in the sign of Aries. This is a sign of the lamp, and also in the Middle Ages you find symbols of the lamp all over, and being connected with the wounded healer, the sun being connected with the wounded healer. Now, first of all, Christ is a spirit that came from the sun. It's one of the Elohim, one of the 7 Elohim, and the wounded healer to be connected with Chiron just fits perfectly. And thinking about that, and also having an idea of what kind is the battle for consciousness that we are really in now these days. It's getting down to I'm trying not to use military words, but it's getting down to the competition in between Christ and the evil forces. This is what it's all about, and this is what is going to be blossom out and show out at this full moon in a way that you have never seen before. Now, what does scientific thinking to the world? First of all, look out of the window, whether it's a spraying day or not. Second, it covers up all the world, and it came down to a struggle in between life and structures that are not really alive yet, but have the tendency to jump over the bridge to be part of the courtesy of life in general. This is actually what I think is the battle really about. Now, what can we do with such massive gathering of constructive aspects, at the same time Venus being retrograde, and at the same time having a clear conjunction with Chiron and the Sun? The best thing we can do is connect to Jesus Christ. This is what we really can do. This is what we should do, and this is what we must do. And maybe some of you folks out there are even being able to see something like the etherical body of Christ himself if you have a clear look. Thank you very much for listening. Now, this is Markus Termin speaking at the 11th of April 2025. In case you want to get in contact, this mail address will do. You get a chart back for free, and we'll set up a date for a Zoom call. Thank you very much for listening. See you these days.